Boom, we're going.
Yeah.
What's up, you degenerate?
So this dude was just eating Papa John's before we started the podcast.
Oh yeah, the new stuffed crust.
And he leaves for like I think like 5 minutes. He's like, I'm gonna go pee real quick, and he comes back and he has a slice of pizza.
I had to make sure little man was good to go. You know, his wife's trying to take a nap on the couch, and she's got a migraine, so I don't want him going, Mama, my pizza. You know, or even worse, he goes to try and get a slice himself and just falls and pizza all over the floor.
No, so okay, I was trying to tell you earlier. So Jack in the Box does not hit the same way it used to. Like,
I disagree. I strongly disagree. I think
really?
Yes, I think Jack in the Box is one of the most consistent fast food. Oh, whoops! Damn it! Hang on. There, son of a. Oh, there we go. One of the most consistent fast food restaurants. Restaurant? Is that even a word? It's one of the most consistent.
Places.
Yes, it's one of the most consistent fast food places. I think in like the last 10 years. Everything else has changed.
Consistently poo-poo, by the way.
Yes, Jack in the Box quality food is pretty bad, but I mean, it still tastes exactly the same how I remember.
No, dude, they changed their chicken.
I think for the better.
Chicken strips are,
I think their old chicken
What?
strips were weird, dude. They had like no batter on them.
if they were crispier, then I would have been okay with the older ones, but the newer ones are even worse in my opinion.
The best thing is you go get their munchie meal, okay? And after, I think, 11 p.m., it's like $7 or $8 for a burger, 2 tacos, and like a big thing of fries, but it's half curly, half regular, and a large drink.
Dude, no, you know what I was saying recently? Because you used to always get Del Taco, right?
Yeah.
They have this crispy chicken taco.
Mm-hmm.
I was like, that actually looks so good.
It is.
Next time you're in town, we're getting that.
Like, just to
I'm
try
so
it.
down. Just to try it.
I've
I mean,
had
I'm
them.
not gonna get a whole lot on it.
They're good.
But they're good.
Yeah, well,
Like they actually looked like they had good breading on them. Too.
they have like a they had a sweet mango one. It was like a mango cholula or something like that. So it was like sweet but spicy. And then right now they have a chipotle barbecue one, and it's pretty damn good. Do you like barbecue sauce?
It depends on the context, dude. Because I feel like, okay, like for example, when I get barbecue sauce from McDonald's, it's different from the barbecue sauce at like
Oh yeah,
Burger King, for example, right?
yeah.
And it pairs really well with the food they have at McDonald's, right? Like you put a chicken nugget in there, great. French fry in there, awesome. Okay, not necessary, but you can do that. When you go to Burger King, you can have like the chicken fries without barbecue sauce, and if you use barbecue sauce, it's a different flavor, but it's not really any better. You know, like you don't really get a benefit from it. So
I always
yes
liked.
and no, but I don't get barbecue sauce very often, dude.
I always liked Burger King's barbecue sauce. I feel like, but then McDonald's just goes so well with their chicken nuggets.
Yeah, dude. Well, dude, I got it yesterday at like 11 o'clock at night.
McDonald's.
McDonald's. Yeah. And their food is always the best when they're not busy because it's always fresh at that point.
Mhm.
And because like you ever gotten like a soggy fry from McDonald's and you're like, oh, this is I'm not gonna eat this one. And then like you look at the rest of the fries and they're all soggy and you're like, God dang it! You're like, are you kidding me, dude?
Dude, the
I
last
paid
time
this.
we got McDonald's, they did not cook the fries all the way. Dude, it's not as bad as Burger King though. I came home from work one time, like a 24-hour shift, like a overnight shift, you know, a duty shift, and so I would get off at like 1 in the afternoon. I'd make it home by like 2:30, and my roommate is just in the kitchen at the stove with a frying pan with like oil, like and like trying to fry his fries because they didn't. He's like, dude, they're legit refrigerator cold. I was like, bro, and like he gave me one, and I was like, dude, this is. They didn't even try, dude. It was like they dipped them in the hot grease and pulled them right out immediately.
Well, do you think it's fair to like go back in there and go, "Hey, my fries are freaking cold, dude. You guys didn't even cook these." Or do you-
Absolutely,
Yeah. So why didn't he do that? Because he didn't have time to, or what?
dude. They had I don't know. Well, in our case, it took like half an hour, 40 minutes to go anywhere and come back round trip, like just because of traffic.
they were gonna be cold anyways. Then
No,
Might
no,
as well
these
keep
these
there.
were like not even golden color. They were still like that pale, like uncooked, like freezer
Oh,
color.
like yeah, like almost like a
He
whitish
said
yellow.
he
Yeah.
said it was like he's like yeah, I ate like 2 of them. It was like they put a couple on top to cover it, and then and then I took another bite out of one, and it tastes like cold like ice, and I'm like, bro, what the hell, bro?
No, you know,
But yeah.
how do you feel about cold pizza?
I only eat cold pizza when I'm lazy, because
I
I know
can't
how
eat cold pizza.
I know how to reheat it so that it tastes basically the same way that it did when you
Just
got
put a
it.
cup of water in there.
Well, you could do that, but it's still gonna end up kind of soggy. So what I do
Yeah.
is I do 350 for 5 minutes or whatever in the oven. But you can only do it with so many slices. Like after like 4 or 5 slices, you gotta like leave it in a couple minutes longer. But it usually comes out just the way you got it. Maybe a little crispier, just because it's being reheated again. But
Well, so okay. Domino's, they have that thin crust, and it's like probably my favorite thing.
Mom loves it.
Like when it comes to like the chains of like pizza places, that's my favorite.
My
Okay?
only issue is that I think they charge almost the same as a normal pizza, but it's like half the calories because it's half the crust. And there's no
Okay,
like
but-
crust on the. I'm just saying, like if I was trying to get the most bang for my buck, I'm not getting a thin crust pizza from Domino's, because it's like eating slabs of cardboard basically with like the stuff on it. Like that's the amount of food you're getting. It's like they
Yeah,
took
but,
they took a circular bit of cardboard, threw all the toppings and stuff on it, and like that's your pizza. That's the crust. Is
Well,
like that thin.
I like getting like that crunch from the crust. Like Village Inn, for example, which is, if you guys don't know, it's a pizza place here in our hometown that like it's expensive, but it's really good. Okay.
Yeah.
And they have like a cracker crust.
Yeah, it's like kind of like a hybrid between a thin crust and like a pan pizza, kinda. Or I don't know, hand tossed. It's like, because pan pizza is like almost like deep dish.
Yeah.
So yeah,
Yeah, you're
it's like a between a hand tossed and a thin crust, like the perfect hybrid. But when you come here to visit sometime, we have a chain here, like a local chain called Dion's,
Mhm.
and it is probably some of the best pizza I've ever had in my life.
Well, okay. This is a stupid story. Do you remember that time you were saying you're like, I think it was for your birthday. They got you pizza from Pizza Man Dan back when you were in. It was when you were in San Francisco, right?
Yeah.
And like there was like melted crayons.
Oh yeah. Yeah, no, they got it, and like I made a video out of it. I think I made a Snapchat out of it. And that's the funny thing is, like, I used to post goofy ass Snapchats, and I feel like that's part of the reason why TikTok is so like natural to me, is because like even though it was just to like maybe 100 of my friends or something like that were seeing these videos, like I would always get reactions like laugh my ass off and all that stuff, and it would be like literally like I pulled out these melted crayons and I was like, it got on part of the pizza, like I can't eat that,
Dude, it's like warm apple juice in there.
Yeah, there was warm apple juice. It was like a little kid's pizza. Yeah, it was a joke.
Oh, man. There's a little car too, wasn't there? Let's see something. I think
It was
a
when
car.
I was in quarantine. I was in quarantine.
No way. For what? For COVID?
Yeah, somebody thought they had COVID, and so they quarantined the whole crew. So I was stuck in a motel for
There's
a week.
no way that was not a year ago, dude. There's
Dude,
no
I
way.
started TikTok a year ago this month.
Then it was a year before that.
I was quarantined.
No,
'Cause-
dude.
yes.
It was for your. I know.
No, because
Find the
I
video.
I
Find the
sent
video
I
after this
I sent the
podcast.
Snapchat to my wife though. So like she had to. Oh, I deleted my Snapchat.
Oh.
Long time ago.
Well, either way, when it comes to local places, Pizza Man Dan, they give you melted crayons and warm apple juice.
It was a kid's meal.
I know, but that sucks.
Dude, you know that I talked to somebody else on a Creators Night about it, but he literally the guy, the owner, Pizza Man Dan,
Mhm.
he has a Corvette Stingray with like a pepperoni pizza wrap around it. So he'll sometimes you'll see the car and you're like, that's Pizza Man Dan delivering pizza himself.
Well, that's commitment right there, man.
Dude, that guy's stuck in the 80s.
Pizza Man Dan, dude.
He's stuck in the 80s, bro. Like he has like Weird Al Yankovic curly hair and like yeah, he's stuck in the 80s, bro. Kind of looks like Weird Al Yankovic, but actually, let me see. I'll
Oh God,
I'll
dude.
send it to you and you can screen share it because it's set up for your screen share, not mine.
Yeah.
Um,
Oh man.
Pizza Man Dan.
I just feel bad because the guy's trying his best. You know, like he's just trying to run this.
He's killing it, dude. He opened like 10 locations.
Well,
during
I'm
the
sure
pandemic.
he is, but
All right.
this poor kid's meal, man. Pizza Man Dan.
Okay, hang on. Just posting it. Damn it. That's not working. Hang on, viewers. I'm just trying to share a message. There you go. I think that's it.
Bro.
Is it something random?
No, it says .jpeg.cr download. He didn't finish the download before he sent it to me.
I did it? Oh my gosh. No. Okay, hold up. There. Set that again.
Oh! Yeah, there we go.
Oh! All right, ready? Tell me when you're ready.
God. Hold on, let me zoom in a little bit.
We're gonna show you guys Pizza Man Dan.
All right. All right. 3, 2, 1. That's Pizza.
That's
Man
Pizza
Dan.
Man Dan and his Corvette Stingray. I told you I wasn't joking. That man is stuck in the 80s, bro. Look at his belt.
But he looks so happy, bro.
I mean, dude, that guy brings home pizza all the time. I would be a happy person. You just eat pizza. And he's not. It's not like he's out of shape. You would think somebody who just eats pizza all day, every day.
Good for him, bro.
Dude, and he
Good
lives
for
in
him.
like that. Like that is Point Magoo in the background, like where that little that
Where
mountain.
those hills are.
Yeah. So he's like right there in that area. But yeah, no, that's where I used to do search and rescue, like right there.
He looks happy though. That's moral of the story. Pizza Man Dan, living the dream.
Living the dream, baby.
He just needs to stop putting crayons in kids' meals and making.
That wasn't his fault. It takes forever to get to that base.
All right.
Let's switch
I'll
back.
stop streaming.
All right. But yeah, that's Pizza Man Dan. And then that brings us to the topic: what is the best pizza chain? Because I just had Papa John's. I had their new stuffed crust, and I gotta say, I feel like they've been listening, man. A lot of people said that since Papa John left, or I shouldn't say left, got kicked out, that the pizza quality's gone downhill. I think that they I think they care about what people have been saying, because it perfect amount of sauce, lots of cheese. The stuffed crust, I must say, the cheese has a lot of flavor. Like Little Caesars, when I get their stuffed crust, I have to have the marinara sauce. I gotta have something to dip in it, or else it's just like a mouthful of like tasteless cheese.
That's true. I agree with that.
I eat that without any sauce. So, but yeah, no, I think Papa John's is probably the best chain right now. Pizza Hut, holy crap, it's gone downhill.
The calzones are still good.
They don't. Did they bring them back? The pizzones? They must have brought them back.
Yeah.
Bro, Pizza Hut is like, I seriously think they just take crust that's been frozen out and then throw the stuff on it and heat it up. Like, it's that processed.
Last time I got Pizza Hut, they were out of breadsticks.
Their breadsticks are literally just bricks that they heat up.
Dude, Domino's had great breadsticks and then they got rid of them.
They got rid of them?
They got rid of them.
Oh, they just have the garlic knots now. Yeah.
Yeah, they have garlic knots and
my wife likes those.
cheese sticks, and they both suck. So.
The cheese sticks are pretty much the breadsticks with cheese in them.
Yeah, I know, but like in order to get the same flavor that you would get from also there's always like cheese all over the place, so that's But like in order to get the same flavor of the original breadsticks, you have to actually dip them in the marinara.
Yeah. What's the worst pizza you ever had?
Either Chuck E. Cheese or Peter Piper. They're like the same, so.
I disagree. I think Peter Piper's pretty decent. Chuck E. Cheese is pretty bad.
When's the last time you had Peter Piper?
They have one here.
Well, the one here sucks. I went so for my 18th birthday as a joke. We went there because it's supposed to be like ironic, right?
Mhm.
And it was not good, and there was just garbage everywhere.
Maybe they got a new owner. What? I don't remember what the place is called. I didn't care to remember it. But when we were doing deployments to Point McGill, every time the new crew came on, it was the crew that had been there for a week because of 2-week deployments. So the crew that had already been there for a week, it was their turn to like provide dinner for the night where we like duty swapped and like did like the meeting and everything, right? To like catch up on like what's changed, because some people would go like 3 months without going there, so like things had changed a lot, so we had to catch them up, go over like new rules and stuff. And sometimes crews would like spend a lot of money on the food. Like I remember one time they did like they spent like 3 hours making a full breakfast, like bacon, eggs, hash browns, pancakes, waffles, fruit salad, all kinds of stuff. It was breakfast for dinner. But like we cooked breakfast as a crew one time, and I was like, dude, this is so much work to make that much bacon. Like literally somebody just fried bacon for an hour. And then eggs, you gotta like do them, like you can't do them too soon, because if you do them too soon, they get cold and they get kind of gross. So you had to like wait. So we're like scrambling to try to scramble eggs. Hash browns that was super easy. But the pancakes, to make enough pancakes for like 20 people, a lot of work. Because they're not only gonna eat like 2 or 3. Like everybody wants seconds. But dude, there was this crew, which is what I was getting to. Sometimes we would get screwed and there'd be a helicopter broken, so we'd be working to the point where like it was like somebody just go get pizza, and somebody decided like to be as cheap as they could, and they went to some like crappy like Mexican store and got pizzas from there, and literally like everybody's sitting there like everybody was like watching people take their first bite, because they would take the bite like smiling, and they're just like, it was bad, dude. It was like the cheese. It was like the cheese was going bad or something.
Well, because I've never had bad pizza. I've had sucky pizza where it's not that great, but I've never had bad pizza.
The crust was like, no, like it was like cardboard. Like tasted like cardboard. Like no, it was like off-putting, dude. But yeah, everybody was pissed. They're like, who the hell chose this place? And everybody's like, oh, it was so and so, and he's like not there. Like he ran and hid because he knew he screwed up. But yeah, that was the worst pizza I ever had. I don't know what it's called, but it was like it came in one of those generic like pizza boxes.
So they just got it like wholesale, and then just
said pizza on it, like hot and fresh or whatever. Yeah, but
well, okay, so I have a complaint. And it's a very big complaint, okay? Little Caesars, all right? I love those guys.
They raised the price.
Hold on, they did?
Yeah.
By $1?
Some things a couple more than $1. Like a couple dollars for some stuff.
Either way, I like those guys. They have good pizza, in my opinion. I don't have an issue with the quality of the pizza. The prices are usually still pretty solid.
Get what you pay for.
Yeah. Now, I want to share my screen again really quick.
You ever heard that joke? I don't remember which comedian it was, but he's like, somebody said, have you ever had Little Caesars? He said, no. Is it good? And he said, well, it's hot and it's ready. He's like, what do you mean? He's like, how much is it? And he's like, it's like $5 a pizza. But is it good? It's hot and it's ready. Like,
I mean, yeah, I like it though.
I never had a problem with Little Caesars, but I can't not get their stuffed crust.
So let me show you this really quick, okay? So, are you ready for me to share my screen?
Yeah.
All right. 3, 2.
I already went.
Oh, cool. All right. Thanks. So.
What the hell is that? Extramost bestest thin crust? It looks like it's just pizza like laying on the ground.
It looks like pizza on cardboard, yeah.
Bro, they're pretzel crust pizza. They have a stuffed pretzel crust now?
Yeah, okay? Here's the thing. Notice it says stuffed pretzel crust and pretzel crust with pizza sauce. This, by default, does not come with pizza sauce.
There's no sauce on it? Stuffed pretzel... Okay,
It doesn't...
stuffed...
It doesn't...
Stuffed... The last one says stuffed pretzel crust with pizza sauce. That's what you want.
Yeah, and I got that the first time. The second time, I forgot.
Oh, and so it was
when
like dry?
When you don't get sauce on it, it sucks. It tastes like nacho cheese.
Oh, yeah, they use a different cheese. Yeah, they use a different cheese.
Yeah.
The crust is so good, though.
And, yeah, it's good until you have, like, 4 slices.
And then your mouth is just dry.
Yeah, well, no, it's more of like the flavor just gets tiring. It's too much. Especially when you don't get it with the pizza sauce. But tell me this, okay? Who orders a pizza without pizza sauce on purpose?
Yeah, I don't know what they're thinking there.
Explain that to me. Why wouldn't they... Hold on. Why wouldn't they just put pretzel crust with no sauce instead? That way, you actually have to make a conscious decision to not put sauce on there. Because then I have to order another pizza a week later so I get satisfaction out of out of getting the right pizza, I want sauce on my pizza every time, and they make me go out of my way to put the sauce on the pizza. Why?
Budget cuts, bro. I'm telling you, they're
that's not budget cuts.
Bro, no.
Bro.
Okay, look. Their regular pizza is supposed to be $6. And what they're doing is they're like, oh, here's a special pizza, a pretzel crust, right? That special cheese, this and that. But they don't want to increase the price. I don't know, dude. There's a pizza place here. I haven't tried it yet, but it got famous because of Breaking Bad because somebody.
Am I gonna stop sharing?
Yeah. But somebody said in the show it was a joke because they're like, he goes to grab a slice, Jesse Pinkman, and he's like, bro, this pizza's not sliced. And he's like, well, yeah. He's like, that's the thing. Like, they don't slice their pizza because they save man hours and they pass the savings off to you. And he's like, well, how long does it take to cut a pizza? And he's like, I don't know, man, like 10 seconds. He's like, well, you got to think about it. Let's say you make 100 pizzas a day. He's like, or no, 1,000 pizzas a day. And he's like, that's 10 times 1,000. That's 10,000 seconds, blah, blah, blah. And he's like, they've got to be saving at least, minimum wage, does all the math and everything. And it turns out like they're saving like maybe, it's stupid, but it was funny. Like the whole long explanation for like why they don't slice their pizza. And then that's the same one that I think Walter White throws up on the roof. Yeah.
Yeah. Which, okay, you know what though? They do have a point because you also don't have to buy pizza cutters.
Yeah, but come on, dude.
Dude, it's not hard to cut a pizza.
It is if you're like, if you don't have something to cut it with. Like if you're, okay.
Like arms?
No, that's, okay. You know what I'm saying.
You just, like, it's not hard. Like, I don't get it.
If you grab a pizza and go to the park and you open it up and it's not cut, what the hell are you going to do? You're going to pull out your Swiss Army knife and try to slice that bitch?
Well, I guess that's fair. Then go to a place that slices their pizza.
I'm just saying, I don't think they advertise that they don't slice it.
It's just that you get a pizza and you're like, wait a minute, it's just sliced.
have you ever gotten like somebody always complains like, man, who the hell sliced this? Because like it's like you can't get it apart. Yeah. So it's like that.
Yeah, I get. If they're not advertising, I guess it's a different.
I don't know if they are. I still don't even. I don't know what the place is called, but I know it's a real pizza place.
But they actually don't slice it.
Yeah, I guess not.
They
just cook it, pull it out of the oven, throw it in the box, and it's out the door.
I mean, I guess that works.
Dude.
Maybe it shows up. Dude, you know what? It probably shows up hotter as a result too.
I mean, dude, look, I've seen videos where like I think it was on TikTok actually, of course, where it was like the new guy, the team leader, the manager, and then like the regional manager, and they all like showed how fast they could cut the pizza. And the regional manager did it in like 2 seconds. He was like, and the new guy was like,
He's trying his best, man.
I know, but it was just crazy. It's like it can't like saying that you're passing the savings off to somebody because you're not slicing the pizza is like, oh, bro, you're just being a cheap ass. It's not that much work, dude.
I guess, but 2 seconds for 1,000 pizzas is still 2,000 seconds.
But I watched my buddy's he was just on the podcast, Sam Bucha. He did this, and it was, you could tell it was staged, but it was done well. It was him, and he's like, all right, I'm gonna call. He's like, I'm gonna call. I think it was Domino's, and he's like, I'm gonna try to order a pizza without saying the word pizza. Which you're obviously gonna watch and see, like, is he gonna say, how's he gonna do it? And he's just like, yeah, I want one of those things with like sauce and cheese. And the guy's like, huh? And he's like, like one of the things. And he's just like, man, you got to tell me what you want, or whatever, like. And then he's like, oh, he hung up on me. But like, you could tell it's just him doing a fake voice. Like if you really go back and watch it. But that's the thing. That might be the trick, is he's trying to get people to watch it again to see, like, hey, wait a minute, that's fake. It's kind of smart.
That's true. Because either way, you get views. It's just that sometimes you get.
I thought it was real until it was over, and I was like, something was off about that. Because somebody was like, you could have literally just said, I want a large cheese and pepperoni. Or like somebody
That's
said,
true.
why don't you just say you want a pie? And he's like, and everybody's like, that's cheating.
Yeah. Yeah, large cheese and pepperoni. Yeah, they would know what you're talking about. Unless you were like, yeah,
or just a large pepperoni.
Like,
who doesn't order a pepperoni pizza without cheese on it? Same people who order Little Caesars pretzel pizza without sauce. I can't believe that's a thing, bro. That's messed up.
Yeah,
but then again,
does I realized while it was on its way, I was like, oh my god.
Is the bottom of the pizza crust pretzel too, or is it just the sides?
No, it's just the edge.
Yeah, that's messed up. Cause like if the bottom was like a pretzel whole wheat crust too, then I would be like, oh okay, like at least it tastes like pretzel the whole thing. But
it's not the pretzel part itself that matters.
The cheese is weird.
The salt makes it taste like a pretzel.
Well, the crust is different though. It's definitely different.
Yeah, it's
a little bit.
Though. I mean, dude, do you know that Harkins got rid of the garlic parmesan? That's so dumb.
Me and my wife talked about that last time we went to Harkins.
Yeah, because I ordered it and they were like, we don't have that anymore. I was like,
I remember when I think it was right before I left. They started selling nuts.
Yeah, they've been selling
bags of nuts.
Yeah, the little, looks like an ice cream cone. It's got nuts in it.
Yeah, I think I tried it once and I was like, it's not worth it.
Dude, that place
for $10.
Okay. So, I didn't like working there because it was like they always make you work concessions, and concessions is always hot and gross. There's always soda on the floor and popcorn.
I love
and your
it.
feet get all sticky. It's like the thing is, on your break, it's very rewarding because you go back there and you're like, I'm gonna eat some food really quick, drink some tea or some soda, and then I'm gonna go back out there, finish my shift, and then I'm gonna go home. But like, there is a pair of dress shoes that I can never wear again because same thing happened to Amanda. Like they just go, like they just bow upwards because they're so like just drenched in soda.
Yeah.
It's disgusting. They like shrink.
Yeah, so when I was leaving, it was starting to get more uptight. Like they changed managers and stuff like that. So like I understand how like when I first got there, it was like a dream job. Everybody was cool.
Yeah.
Nobody was like super strict about the rules or anything. You were allowed to be on your phone. Nobody cared. The only time you weren't allowed to be on your phone is if you're at
box concessions.
Yeah, if you were at box, I think was the only time.
And even then, it's if you're at box, it's like it should only be when there's people there. Because I think
it definitely, dude. It was funny because there's this one old man that worked there. I can't remember his name, but he was like just some old like senior citizen who was still working, and like it was just weird. It's like you're working with some old man, like, and he's just like talking about like weird stuff, like old timey stuff.
At Best Buy, there's they got rid of his position, which is stupid.
What was his position?
He was asset protection, so he was the guy up at the front that stopped people from stealing crap. They
got
rid of him. Security, yeah. They got rid of security, bro. And it's like now people just
They
Okay,
can steal stuff.
people can steal stuff. It's not easy to do, but it happens still. Like, and it happens more because
There's
he's
the
gone.
detectors, right?
Yeah, but people can find ways to get around that crap, dude. And even
I don't
then,
know,
it's like,
man.
dude,
'Cause
dude, no, because legit, there's times where people will go through and it'll go off, and people are like, "Oh, you're fine," and then they just walk
oh,
through.
that's true. 'Cause like I've had it
Yeah,
happen too. Like I literally have one thing in my hand and a receipt, and I walk through and it beeps, and the guy's like, "Oh, you're all right."
yeah,
It's like, dude, I could have like something expensive in my pocket, just walk out.
yeah, yeah. Well, I mean, like, his name was Chris, okay? And so, like, I'm not gonna say his last name, but we were always super cool with each other because the idea was they call me young man at work, and so he was the oldest person there, so it would be old man and young man essentially, right?
Yeah.
That way they could differentiate between the two of us. But we talked about science and stuff like that, and just like a bunch of stuff, right? So we always had good conversations.
Yeah.
But the more and more I thought about it, I was like, yeah, I guess it is kind of weird that he works here. And towards the end, you could tell like he was starting to get kind of old because he would complain about like being. He's like my back kind of hurts, man.
My
And
back
like
hurts.
I was like, oh,
Poor
dude, I'm
guy.
sorry. But I was like, you're not even that old though. Like I don't understand. He's like, nah, I'm older than you think I am. And I was like, no, you're not, because he still seemed like he was like very like he had energy still, but it
Yeah.
wasn't like he was gonna be doing the Olympics. But
It's like,
he
anybody want to
still
go to
had.
Denny's after this?
He wasn't that old though, man. Uh, I think he was in his 60s.
Dude,
He wasn't that old.
when I was working at Harkins, I remember this guy got in trouble because he ate a Kit Kat bar out of the trash can.
Oh, oh, dude.
Like
Call
some
him out. Call
somebody
him out.
no, I don't remember who it was, but somebody, it would happen all the time. They were like, I was like, that's so ridiculous. They were like, if you find candy and it's not opened, you have to throw it away.
Yeah.
And everybody's like, why? They're like, because you're technically stealing from the customer if you start eating it. And it's like, what? Is somebody gonna come back for this melted ass Kit Kat bar or this bag of gummy worms?
Yeah, but on the other hand, if you find money on the ground and then you bring it up to customer service or whatever they called it, and like you say, hey, like I found money, they have it as lost and found, and then like 2 weeks later, if no one picks it up, they give it to you.
As Star Rewards.
No, they give you the money back.
Bro, that pissed me off. They would like, if somebody tipped you, right? They would be like,
Yeah.
you have to report it as a tip, and then you get it back as Star Rewards, which it's like XP, where like you save it up and then you get a gift card. Okay.
Well,
But
I have a story about that.
oh man, I mean,
You
I'm
remember-
pretty sure there was one time where somebody was like, it was somebody, I think somebody who, it was like somebody I knew, a teacher or something like that, and she tipped me like $20, and she was like, don't report this, and I was like, what? And she's like, this is for you, and I was like, no, just kidding. Well, like, I totally put it in my pocket.
Well, okay, here's the thing. So, the first time you came down to visit,
Yeah.
while I think I had just like left Harkins, right? It was like my last week or something like that, or maybe it was the week after that. We were gonna go see, maybe it was Star Wars. Was it Star Wars? Was it? I don't know. It was some movie, right? And um, they were having trouble getting my gift card that I redeemed for Star Wars.
Mm-hmm.
It was like a $25 Amazon gift card, which that's $25, right?
Yeah, pretty much the most popular thing. Everybody was getting that.
Yeah, yeah. They never gave it to me. And I asked one of the managers, and he was like, "Oh, well, the issue is you put it in, and then like you you didn't work the last week, so like we couldn't tax it." And I was like,
Just give me my
What?
gift card.
"Yeah," and then I was like, "So let me get this straight though. So if I worked here for a week, could I get my gift card?" And he goes, "Yeah." And I was like, "So why can't I just pay you for the taxes and then get the card? Like, I don't understand why it's that difficult. Like,
Yeah.
it's if it's literally an issue of taxes, I will pay the taxes right here." It was so stupid. I got freaking debated out of $25, dude. It freaking sucks.
Debated. That
Yeah.
weird, dude. Um,
So mad.
yeah,
Gotta buy
no,
some LED strips.
dude, the thing, like, so working as a lifeguard,
Mhm.
um, was so boring, dude. But working on holidays, you made bank because they were like parties and stuff. So for 2 hours, you get paid like 2 times the amount. So for 2 hours of work, you would get like $40 or something. So I always signed up
Yeah.
for those things.
Yeah. See, but the thing is, I never did lifeguarding because so for me, the issue is having like someone's life on your hands if something goes wrong, right? That's for me. Like, dude, did I tell you what happened at work with the credit cards?
No.
So we have to sell credit cards, okay? And
Oh,
keep in
right.
mind,
Yeah.
yeah, when I started at Best Buy, I was 16, and they made me sell credit cards. I
Mhm.
wasn't even old enough to get the credit card, and they made me sell it.
Yeah.
So whatever, okay? Morally gray, but okay, get past that, right? This guy comes in and he asks me about like a computer or something, and he goes, "Okay, well, I want to apply for the Best Buy credit card." All right, no problem, right? Well, in the trainings, they told us, "Oh, it's a soft inquiry when you apply for it." Okay, that's what the training
Uh,
said, and apparently that changed, but I was not aware of that. Most people weren't actually, and so I go up to the front, and he's double checking. He's like, "Hey, so like I'm in the process of buying a house." And so, like, if this is a hard check, like, I'm gonna get dinged for it. And he's like, worst case scenario, I'll just dispute it. And I was like, all right. So we apply, and he gets a notification on his phone. He goes, yeah, that was a hard check, dude. Or actually, no, he had me ask somebody else first, and I asked the guy. I think
and
it
the guy's
was
like, yeah, it's not. Yeah.
one of the full timers, and he goes, yeah, it's a soft inquiry. And so I literally had asked someone who should have known, and he was still wrong. So afterwards, I talked to my supervisor, and which is Joseph, and he goes, yeah, no, it's hard. And I was like, but the training said it was soft. And the full timer was saying the same. He's like, yeah, the training said it was soft. And he goes, well, it changed and this and that. And I'm like, so you're saying this guy could have like lost the whole thing with his house because we weren't like a policy changed essentially,
Yeah.
and this guy could have just lost a chance to get this house. I was like, that's so stupid. And so as a result, they were like, "Hey, man, like you seem like you're a little timid with like selling the credit cards." And I was like, "Yeah, because I almost cost the guy his house because of one." It's like, what? Oh, you seem a little timid about it. Yeah, I wonder why.
I got
So,
debated.
hey, I got debated, bro. I almost debated this guy out of his house, bro.
Yeah.
But I don't know, dude. That policy crap. That's why I wanted to leave so bad because like they force you to do that,
You're done
or
there
else
now, right?
like
You don't work there anymore?
I have 3 days left and that's it. So
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, I think out of lifeguarding and working in the movies, if it was the way that it was when I was there, I'd definitely work in movies. I loved that job. And I was also working with people I went to school with, so that was kind of cool too. And I worked a lot. I think I had the most hours when I was there.
I
I
didn't
was always there.
know anybody, dude. I think actually no, I knew one person, maybe two.
I go there and there's still people who know me. Like
Yeah,
managers.
yeah, dude. 6 months after I was done working there, I go in. Hey, I haven't seen you in a while. Do you still work here? I was like,
I
no, I
quit.
left. I was like, I left 6 months ago, and he goes, you did? I was like, yes, man. I was like, I've been
Dude,
gone for that long, and you're like, dang, man, I taking a long
bro,
vacation. Like,
people ask me what like. I've always had people that are like, hey, you still doing this? You still doing that? I'm like, nah, dude, I drive an ice cream truck now, or like something stupid like that, and they're just like, what?
dude,
Something goofy, you know?
oh, you know what I hate getting is this text where people go, "You used to work at Best Buy, right?" And I'm like, "Yeah." Hey, so like, do you guys have any deals? I'm like, dude, like,
Look at the website.
go, yeah,
Yeah,
go on the website, bro. Like, it's not hard.
is my name bestbuy.com?
Like, I understand someone's like, "Hey, so is this a good computer to get?" That's fine because whether I work there or not, that's knowledge I need to have, right?
Yeah.
But I'm not supposed to know whether or not the HP laptop that has an i7 is gonna have 50% off or not. Like,
Yeah.
chill
I
out,
mean,
bro.
so the thing that I liked about working at the movies too was obviously I love movies, so free movies. It was you could bring one person, so it was always a cheap date. You know, you literally get free popcorn and soda, like all that stuff. You know, so like there was I remember there was a couple times where me and my wife went and saw like 2 or 3 movies in a day. Because I would work so much that it was like, all right, like I would if there was a movie that I really wanted to see that I didn't get a chance to see yet, you know, because I was working during the midnight opening or something like that, I would literally, other people would do it too. We would literally be like, all right, so and so who's seen it, like you go inside, let us know when it's over, because sometimes, you know, there would be nobody in that auditorium for that early showing, and so you can go in and start cleaning before the movie's even over. And it was like, I don't want to go in and see the ending spoiled, you know? But definitely being an usher was the chillest thing because, like, you know, you're just running around the whole time, shooting the shit. Like, you're not talking to people unless they ask you a question. And then box office was the easiest because you literally do nothing but sell tickets. So there would be rushes, but after that, you're just sitting there doing nothing.
I liked Door.
Bro, Door was the worst. I would get 12-hour shifts and stand there for 12 hours. 12 hours.
Shifts at Door?
Yeah.
I got 8-hour shifts. That was it.
Yeah, no, I've done 10 and 12-hour shifts at Door.
That makes no sense.
They would literally have like they would do it so like until noon, I think. Noon, okay? Until noon. There was somebody from the morning to noon who did that, and then they would like go do ushering or something like that, and then somebody would be Door for literally till they close.
Well, so for starters, Door is like the guy that breaks the tickets up at the front and tells you, "Hey, your auditorium."
Stand at a podium, yeah, with a walkie-talkie.
Yeah. Although I never had a walkie-talkie, I think.
But you literally stand all day.
Well, they changed it towards the end of me working there. They gave you this scanner so that you could scan people's tickets on their phone and stuff like that, and that was stupid because the scanner never worked. So you're like,
bro. Uh-oh.
Hey, the battery.
Hang on, you're cutting out. You're cutting out.
Oh.
Okay, it cut up. Dude, I remember one time they were like, somebody was like, I need a manager, and like, I'm like walking by, and so I think I was at Box, so like I look over, because you know there's that desk right there. You could literally talk to the person. Like you kind of have to raise your voice, but you can. It was so close to the door that you could talk to the person, and so I'm standing there. And he's telling this dude with literally like this old man, like what's his name? He looked like Sam Elliott, dude, like an old school cowboy looking dude. This guy had a big old revolver strapped to him, and he was trying to tell the guy you can't bring your gun in there, and the guy was pissed.
Sam Elliott.
Yeah.
You're talking about. So he's just a cowboy looking dude. Like
but yeah, he was telling this guy, so you can't bring your gun in here, sir. And he's like, oh, I'm a goddamn American, this and that. You know, like
yeah, there's a sign on the door and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Well, okay, so I think the dumbest thing that happened to Harkins, though, for me, you weren't there when a Marvel movie started to become like a big deal. Like you were there maybe for like probably not Iron Man. You were there for maybe some of the
I was
not the earliest.
You would have to pull up the timeline and tell me what the last one that came out before June of 2014. I remember. I think I was there for Winter Soldier.
Really?
I don't remember.
Wow.
I think I was.
It says Guardians of the Galaxy came out on August 1st. X-Men: Days of Future Past was May 23rd.
Yep, I was there for that.
May 2nd, Amazing Spider-Man 2.
Yep, I think that was the last big movie before I left, was Amazing Spider-Man 2. I saw it like 6 times because they kept doing like employee showings of that.
Yeah, and
such a crappy movie.
By the way, I only ever had 2 employee showings. I couldn't go to either of them because I had school. Yeah.
Debated.
Yeah, debated. But when I was there, Infinity War came out. Okay? Like,
oh my God.
I worked the first day that it was out. And so I'm walking to one of the auditoriums, and I hear some girl, she goes, oh, that part where Spider-Man died. I was like, are you kidding me, dude?
Come on, dude.
I was like, are you serious? And then like I think within like the next few weeks. So I'm not sure if you saw in one of the comments on one of the podcasts, someone was like, "He looks like Tom Holland." Yeah, some girl screamed at me because she thought that I was Tom Holland. I was like, "Why would Tom Holland be working at Harkins?" Like, bro.
No, dude,
they get paid millions of dollars, man.
Dude, the funniest thing was people like you had to give a refund if somebody wanted a refund, like they didn't like the movie or they left early or something, right? They would just be like, "Oh, I didn't like it," you know. You had to give them a refund. And we would always ask them why. You know, we didn't have to, but like just out of curiosity, we wanted to see like what their excuse was. And I remember Lone Survivor came out when I was working there, and there's a scene at the beginning where like the one dude's walking around like shirtless, all buff, right? And he's like, I don't want to be watching no shirtless dude walk around or whatever. And I was like, bro, that's literally like in the first 2 minutes. Like you watched none of the movie.
Yeah.
I was like, that is a good movie, dude.
Yeah,
and he's like, I don't like it. Brokeback Mountain.
But
what's this about, honey? Or no, like asking, honey, what's this movie about? Ram Ranch, the movie.
I heard that if you drop like the little, did you guys have the kids meals back then or no?
Yeah.
Yeah, so I heard that if you drop one of them, like they just give you a new one for free.
Mm-hmm.
And I swear, dude, I'm sure people did it on purpose. Like,
oh yeah, dude,
because maybe they want to get an extra drink or something like that, just something stupid.
I watched a guy take a large. You remember, they still have bags there, right? Like he took an extra large bag out of the trash, opened it, checked to see if it had the R written on it for the refill, and came up and got popcorn. We literally, me and one of the team leader, literally just watched them. And like we called a manager over because we were like, she was talking to the manager on the walkie. She's like, yeah, he pulled it out of the trash, and the manager was like, my hands are full right now. I don't want to start anything. I was like, bro, he just pulled a bag out of the trash. That's gross. First of all,
I mean, to be fair, Dad tries so hard
to save those bags the next time. Yeah.
And so the bag will be like months old, and he's like, he like makes sure there's no like dust in it, and then he brings it. I'm like, oh god,
bro. The thing that
Harkins in a long time.
I remember one time they told Dad no because they changed the color of the bag, and he's like, this is an old bag.
Yeah, and we're allowed to do that. Like if it's an old loyalty cup, we can just fill it with water. Like we can do that. I shouldn't say we. At the time, Harkins did that.
Dude, I remember every time the somebody brought a loyalty cup. Like they're like, yeah, I'll have this, I'll have that, I'll have like a raspberry tea, this and that. And I was like, excuse me, sir, but this cup is from 2011. Like it's like 3 or 4 years old. And he's like, oh shit, I brought the wrong one.
Well, dude,
he's trying to get me, dude.
Did you know that in 2019 they had to change the cup because they spoiled the new Star Wars? Yeah. Dude,
how did they spoil it?
They hadn't announced Star Wars yet, and so they had a picture of like someone from Star Wars, and so like I guess someone complained, and so they had to make a whole new design for the cup. So they said it was like the 76th anniversary or some crap like that. Like, why is the 76th anniversary so important? Like, but it's because they had nothing else to change it to.
That
so
sucks. They should have just. Can you imagine they're just selling cups that have like tape on them to cover it?
Yeah, like it's just like masking tape, and it just says not Star Wars.
Yeah, not the new Star Wars.
Yeah, well, because I think it was the one where they had like the tiny faces on it or something, and so they had to like, but that new cup design looked like dog water. It was just stars and a 76 on it.
Yeah,
and I was like, wow, how impressive. Like it would have been cooler if it was 75.
So you know so now they're starting to announce, like you're starting to hear about a lot of big businesses. You know, things are starting to open back up, and so there's big businesses, or like old, like there's a couple of old like the amphitheater and stuff like that in LA. I sent it to the family chat on Facebook. Yeah, they're starting to announce like they're not reopening and stuff. It's like, dude, I mean, Joe Rogan was talking to somebody who still lives in LA about it, somebody in like the culinary industry, and he was talking about how because of COVID, like 80% of the restaurants in LA had to close and aren't opening back up.
Yeah,
That's a lot of
it's
jobs.
insane, dude. Yeah. Meanwhile, Amazon has people peeing in bottles.
What?
You didn't hear about that?
No.
Yeah. So
I mean, I heard they
literally-
mistreat their employees, you know?
Yeah. So
Hey, get
there
back to
was
work!
someone
Like-
said that Amazon drivers have to pee in bottles, and Amazon replied saying, "If you think that's true, like something, like you need to get your facts straight or whatever." And then Amazon publicly like retracted the statement 2 days later or something like that. So they technically admitted that people were peeing in bottles. They didn't know. It's not like they were forcing people to do it. But I talked to somebody at work one day because we were talking about like the Amazon Fire tablets. They were like, "Yeah, well, the workers and the actual like warehouses have to do the same thing." And I was like, "But why though? Like, I don't get that. Like, are they not allowed to go to the bathroom?" And this girl, she's like, "Oh, well, the way that it works is like they're allowed to go to the bathroom,
like,
but
once a shift?
no, it's they have to make sure that they don't have like okay, because they're in the warehouse, they have to make sure they aren't bringing anything into the bathroom with them, and then they have a time limit, so they can only be in there for so long, and so they have like no time to go to the bathroom.
Some guy's trying
so
to
they
take a
just pee in
dump and he's
bottles.
just
Yeah, like yeah,
get himself hemorrhoids trying to squeeze it out fast.
yeah, exactly. And so like on one hand, did you hear
Is that Duncan? Duncan.
That was
Oh.
no. Fenway's
Fenway.
the yeah.
I forgot. Yeah, Duncan.
No, that was Daisy. Daisy barks like a chicken.
Oh, that was Daisy.
Yeah. Duncan.
I forgot.
Yeah.
We don't. Guys haven't had it forever.
Yeah. Anyways. On one hand, I'm like, that it seems kind of crazy, but on the other hand, why is there a time limit on when you like for how long you can be in the bathroom for? Like, I get it. Like, you want to make sure that stuff's getting pumped out all the time. But if someone's gonna take a dump, let them take a dump in peace. That's the worst thing when you have to poop and like someone's like, "Hey man, you got 2 more minutes. You got 2 more minutes. Let me in, man. I gotta go." Like, you
Dude.
know it. You know it. There's times where you'd be going to the bathroom and I'd be like, "I gotta pee," and you're like, "Dude, I'm taking a dump," and I'm like, "I gotta pee." It's not fun to be rushed like
Yeah,
that.
go outside.
Dude, at least I'm not peeing in a bottle though. Like, that's all I gotta say, bro. I'd rather pee
Yeah.
outside in a bottle. That's degrading.
I always heard that. Well, I mean, they're the Amazon drivers. Those guys are forced to deliver a certain amount of packages a day, like in a shift, or else they could get like a strike or something. And so, like, when I was at the apartment complex in San Fran, huge ass complex, like there had to be at least 1,000 people living there.
Mhm.
And it was ridiculous, man, that you would have these drivers come up and be like, where's this apartment? I'm looking for this, number 136 or whatever. And, and it's like, I don't know. I think it's that way. Could you take the package for me? No, I'm not taking the package. If this, this isn't my responsibility. He's like, please take it. I'm late. Like, and I'm like, bro, it's that way. Like, get out of here, dude. Trying to get me to take a package for somebody else.
Especially if that's something like extremely valuable.
Yeah.
Bro, that's how like people get fired or sued or both. Like, that's insane. But I don't know. I don't know how much of like the peeing and bottle stuff is true. It could be like a few outliers, but if that's true, that sucks. That sucks. I don't care how bad work can get for me sometimes. At least I'm not peeing in bottles, dude.
I mean, I've always heard about like the truck drivers that drive semi trucks, like they have like this it's like a condom with a tube attached to it, so you pee
it's like
through it, and it goes into a bottle. Yeah.
Yeah.
But I mean it's like nobody's gonna know, like you work by yourself. But
Yeah.
I mean, dude, it's kind of scary when you think about it and you read some of the stuff that Amazon's, like how they treat their employees and how fast they're growing and how many workers they have now or employees. It sounds like a dystopian future where like everybody works for Amazon, like that's what it's going to be like. You either work for Amazon or...
Well, because, it's either you work for Amazon or you sell stuff at Amazon.
Yeah, or you buy all of it. You know, you're the one buying everything. You got the
Yeah.
money.
Well, so to me, like on one hand, I'm like, that sucks. On the other hand, it makes it more simple though. Like,
Oh yeah, it's totally killing the malls. Because
yeah,
who wants to go to a mall and try to find like something specific when they can literally just order it and it shows up to the door in a day or two?
yeah, yeah. Because that's probably one of the biggest issues. It's like if one company sold, was the only place that sold microwaves, right?
Yeah, I thought of something,
Like,
but
then you'd only like you'd always have to have the exact same amount of space for a microwave, and you wouldn't have to worry about measuring it and stuff like that. And so to me, it's like having one place to get stuff from. You don't have to worry about like, oh well, are they gonna have this price? Can I price match this and that?
yeah,
But it also means they can raise the prices like crazy if they really
yeah.
wanted to.
Everybody price matches Amazon now too. You know,
Well,
but
at Best Buy, it's only if it's shipped and sold by Amazon and if it's in stock.
I guess. No, but what I was gonna say is, do you now that I think about it, so you got to think like 10, 15 years ago, if you wanted to like order food and have it delivered, 9 times out of 10, it was probably either pizza or maybe like Chinese takeout, you know, or something like that, right? But most of the time, pizza. Do you think now that there's all these services like Postmates, DoorDash, Uber Eats, Grubhub? I forgot about that one. Grubhub is the one that always does the Call of Duty collab things, or like you get
Yes,
like an
that's
yeah.
true. Yeah.
Do you think now that you can pretty much order anything food wise and have it delivered that it's caused a drop in pizza sales? It has to, right? I never thought of that.
Yeah. Oh. Oh man.
Because what's stopping somebody from going like, I'm not feeling pizza tonight. I'm just gonna order like a 12-pack of tacos
I
from
mean, because
Taco
honestly,
Bell.
dude, the thing is though, like if I do want to get something delivered, I still don't use like DoorDash and stuff like that, and
They
it's just because it costs
suck,
extra.
dude.
Well, okay. Well, I mean, like any delivery service besides like the ones that like an actual place, like Little Caesars, they deliver, but they do it through DoorDash, I think.
Yeah, I think it's DoorDash who has like some of the apps you don't even really know that it's DoorDash they're using, but they are.
Yeah.
It's kind of crazy. Like
Well, they notify you that it's DoorDash. Yeah.
I think it was Postmates for me the other day. They like Popeyes, I guess they delivered through Postmates. But the thing is it's so unreliable because especially in San Fran, like traffic would get bad. So if you didn't order before a certain time, they would usually say they're going to pick up your food, get almost there, and then all of a sudden realize, dude, it's like an hour worth of traffic, and so like you've already been waiting for half an hour, and all of a sudden they cancel the order, and you're like, son of a bitch, dude, like. So getting fast food or any kind of restaurant food delivered at San Fran after like 4 p.m., like between 4 and like 7 or 8 p.m. was just impossible, dude. Like you either had to go sit in traffic to get food and then by the time you get home it's all cold, or you risk that, pretty much it was like you eat at home until you get tired of it and then you deal with all that stuff. But like Sunday, we ordered Popeyes, right? We're like, let's just order something. And I was like, that chicken sandwich is really good. So we ordered some Popeyes. 20 minutes goes by, and all of a sudden the driver decides he doesn't want to do it anymore. And somebody else takes it, so I had to wait another 20 minutes. And I was like, dude, this is such a pain in the ass, man.
Well,
and the only reason why I did it is because it was free shipping, or free delivery and all this stuff, because it was my first time getting Popeyes through that app.
Part of it is because there's still people driving around. So like if you think about it, in 20 years when Amazon is delivering everything and you can get everything off of Amazon at that point, and you can get food from anywhere and they have it delivered to you, everyone's going to be at home. And so the only people that are going to be driving are people who are delivering packages, truck drivers, might even be self-driving cars, and then people delivering food.
I think it's called ghost kitchens. Have you heard of those? It's either silent kitchens or ghost kitchens. I can't remember.
I think it's ghost kitchens.
I think it's ghost. Yeah, it's. I don't know if I think they're still trying out the first one in like New York or something. but it's basically like, imagine like a food court without the dining area, and literally it's got, there'll be a Yum one where it's like Pizza Hut, KFC, A&W, like,
Yeah.
Taco Bell, all that stuff, right there. And it's literally just made for drivers that come pick it up, because they're trying to figure out how to shorten that time it takes for a driver to pick up the food and then get it to your house. So that's one of the things that I think there's like a company that's gonna do most of it, and so that would be something I would totally invest in once they announce like you can, that goes public or whatever, because there's no way that more people aren't going to start ordering food through apps and stuff instead of going to get it. It's just inevitable that we're just, as a society, going to get lazier and lazier. Everybody wants everything right now, and they want to do it with the least amount of effort.
Well,
least amount of work.
So food is such a weird thing though, because like you said before, it was like you had to deliver it from or you have to order it from an actual restaurant, and like they literally have a way for you to order food from like a store. And, like, hey, I need you to go and get roasted chicken from Walmart or something like that. They go and grab it for you, bring it to your house. It's like, dude, even Walmart, they allow you to actually pick up like orders now. So you put it on the app. Mom does it. She creates an order, and then she just goes and picks it up and then brings it home. And so shopping takes like an hour less than it used to, because she used to just go around the entire store and pick everything up herself.
Yeah, and you get sidetracked and buy extra stuff.
Yeah. So you save money, you save time.
That's the biggest thing for me, is like if I can save time.
Yeah, which is why it's a thing. It's because people's time, it's so important these days. Like people want to be able to go home, like they want to relax, because even when you're at home, there's still stress from like social media and stuff like that. So I think when they say, oh, like you have so much leisure time, we don't actually have leisure time. It's just that we have time to be stressed out while we're not doing anything.
I don't know about that. There's definitely people who literally just go work at McDonald's and they come home and they just do nothing. They just scroll through TikTok or play video games or watch TV or get drunk or get high, all that stuff, and then they just do it again. Just moving nowhere. It's like they're on a hamster wheel, just spinning in place, not getting anywhere with life.
I can't get that, because okay, while I've been at
paycheck to paycheck,
I at least like this stuff. That's because I was trying to figure out how to get better engineering and stuff like that.
Somebody just subscribed with the Twitch Prime.
Shout him out.
Hey, Reigns, thank you for the Prime Gaming sub, homie.
You only get one of those a month.
Yeah, you only get one of those a month, baby.
But like I was at least trying to do something, and I'm in college, right? Like I'm trying to do something. But if you're like in your 30s and you're not doing anything except working at a fast food place or something like that, I feel like that's probably why suicides like happen, is because you're doing the same thing over and over again. I feel like that must be
torture. I mean, my roommate in Port Angeles was like that. He would just go to work, come home, get drunk, go to the bar on the weekends. I think that's all he did. Play video games, watch movies. He would always ask, like, anytime I was going anywhere. Like, I had a girlfriend that lived like 20 minutes away. He's like, hey, where are you going? I'm like, oh, I'm going to see my girlfriend. He's like, oh. Like, he thought I was going out with friends or, anything like that. He would always want to, like, go with me or something, because he literally did nothing. Like, he would be bored,
Yeah, but the thing is, it's like if he wanted to, like, go hang out with people, like, well, I mean, you would think that especially if he's going to a bar, he would meet people.
It was a small town.
Yeah, I guess that's fair.
It's the same people at the bar every time.
Yeah, that's true.
Small towns suck.
Dude, I think the thing that's gonna suck the most about like the next, I guess, 20 years for us is that, like, when I say us, I mean like humans as a species. It's so hard to make friends now once you're out of high school, especially if you're working from home, because that's where you find people to be friends with because you're all put in the same situation, right? And as a result, since you guys are all on like a level playing field, you kind of go, okay, well,
Dude,
if we weren't in the situation, we would have never met. But like, we like the same stuff, you know.
I didn't
like,
realize how hard it was to just meet people and make friends until I joined the military, and like I would spend a couple weeks on a deployment. Jiu-jitsu, like I said, hobbies is probably the best thing for meeting people because you're literally going to do stuff with a group of people who like the same stuff as you. So like when I did jiu-jitsu, it was the same people. We would always be like, oh, did you watch that Joe Rogan episode? Yeah, you know, this and that. Did you watch this movie? Did you watch this TV show? Did you do this? Did you do that? Like we always kind of picked up where we left off the next time, you know, the next 2 days later or whatever. Because I was going like every other day to jiu-jitsu. Whereas that was the thing. When I went to the one in LA, like LA area, the classes didn't have time limits. But when I went to the one in San Fran, they only had the gym for a certain time of the day. So it was like, after this hour, it's time to start teaching the next class. Everything was always super fast paced. Didn't get a lot of one-on-one time, this and that. I felt like I knew people, but I didn't really know people. Whereas if the one in Ventura, it was like, dude, like I know this guy, I know that guy. Like that guy, maybe I'll go get a haircut at his, because he works at a barbershop, you know, stuff like that. Whereas Daly City, it was like, I don't really know what these people do. And not only that, they have to drive like 45 minutes to get here. So like, you know, it's not like I'm going to go hang out with them 45 minutes away.
I will say one thing. Even though there's people at work that like I actually like I share a common interest with them and stuff like that, I don't think I'd ever hang out with any of them. Like just because they're all
That's how I kind of felt about the Coast Guard. It was like there was a lot of people that I thought were cool, but it was weird. It was weird seeing people, because it's the military. Like the rules are you couldn't get away with anything, especially nowadays. It's not like when Dad was in, or like, you know, everything was laid back. Now it's like you like there was a guy who got in trouble because he said something and it was kind of sexist. You know, something about them having to like put in a gender neutral bathroom or a change of I think they had to change one of the male bathrooms to a female bathroom or something like that. And he was mad because now he had to walk farther to go to the bathroom or something. And somebody snitched on him and he got in trouble, dude. He got written up for it. Like you can't like it. You got to like feel and act like everybody is watching you.
Wait, you're telling me that he was complaining because he had to walk farther?
Yeah, and I think the dude was sexist, but the other thing was, I'm just saying though, it was like in the military, when people let loose, they let loose.
Yeah.
It was crazy. Like when I was on the boat, dude. When I was on the boat, yeah. When I was on the boat, we would go to these port calls, and people would just run around this little country or whatever, you know. Yeah. And somebody got in trouble because they got caught with hookers, and somebody got in trouble because they caught sleeping with an officer, and like all kinds of stuff. It was just crazy. What
the heck, bro?
Yeah, like all kinds of stuff, man. People got kidnapped, like not out of my crew, but like they would be like, all right, like now you have to have a buddy everywhere you go because so and so got kidnapped at an ATM, stuff like that. Like it was just
find him.
Yeah.
Okay.
But
I was like, bro, he got kidnapped. Well, we're going to the next port. It's like, dude, what the?
we would get underway, right? Like we would get back on the boat to leave, and people would still be kind of coming off of being drunk because they would literally drink it till the last minute they couldn't. Jesus. Yeah.
Yeah.
Just bad.
Well,
and if you got hurt, caused a fight, got in trouble, it was called an alcohol incident. It was a big no. Like I think you get one alcohol incident in your first year, and like they kick you out. So,
well, because my issue is that like all the places that I've worked at, everyone's been older than me.
Yeah.
So it's like I always feel awkward when someone's like, "Hey man, you wanna play Call of Duty? You wanna play League? You wanna play something?" And I'm like, "Oh yeah, sure, maybe." And it's like they're like, "Hold on, I gotta put my kids to bed," and I'm like,
yeah, and I think that's just how it is until you get to that age where like now you're the one who has kids to put to bed, you know? Because when I was leaving the military, there's people who are joining, and I'm like talking to them about this and that, and he's like, "Well, I haven't really done any of that yet. I'm like just out of high school," and I'm like. Like people my age are getting out of college, and this kid just graduated high school like 3 months ago. That's crazy.
Yeah.
You know?
Well, dude, even like, cause so for me it was weird when I was at Harkins, cause when I think I was in my sophomore year, when I left, I think, and either that or I was like right at the start of my junior year, um, but I was like, yeah, so like I want to take classes online so that I can graduate early, and this girl looked at me over, she's like, you want to graduate early? And I was like,
Yeah.
yeah, I was like, I time's valuable. Like, what do you? And she's like, oh, well, that's interesting. And I was like, okay, like, what do you like? What do you? If you had the chance, wouldn't you do it too? Like, I don't know. People, I think people like when you mention stuff like that, they go, oh wow, this person's already at this point. I could have done this thing differently or whatever. And it's like sometimes, like whenever I would talk to people, I'd weird them out because I was doing this thing, and they would be like 5 years older than me. They were like, oh, I should have done that. I don't know. Like even building computers, they're like, I don't know how to do that. I'm like, oh,
Yeah.
well, you're gonna have a rough time working at Best Buy.
Yeah, no, it's crazy, man. Like you people start to forget that like everything's relative, you know?
Yeah.
So one of the biggest things I think, this is totally off topic, but I think it's a good way to end the episode. Because people ask me, they tell me that like I got bullied in school and I don't have very many friends, this and that, you know, just talking about how like they're really down in the dumps, don't have any friends, lonely, you know, worried that everybody thinks they're a loser, stuff like that. Dude, my life changed when I stopped caring what people think, because when you think about it, you might like I could walk up on a stage to talk to people, my pants fall down. Okay, everybody makes fun of me for my pants falling down for a day or two, and then everybody moves on with their life. That's how it is in the news. Like somebody does something stupid, and as long as it's not like, unless it's something like serious, like somebody's gonna go to jail, or like they could go to jail, or it's really messed up, or like you do something foolish. A couple days later, people are gonna move on to the next person doing something foolish.
Yeah. Well, because the big thing is everyone's got stuff going on in their life. They got
Yeah,
too much to worry about to be like, so focused on,
exactly. Everybody
oh,
cares
well,
about
little
themselves.
Jimmy, his pants fell down while he was,
Yeah,
in gym class or something like
yeah.
that. Oh,
Well, everybody's like, you
so
only get one first impression. I'm like, I don't know. I used to think that was true, but at the same time, it's like, you got to realize that sometimes people are having a bad day, or, you know, somebody, like, I always tried to, because there was some guy who came in and dropped in an application, right? And I had known that, I was like, hey, man, because the guy was like, yeah, that guy's not getting a job here. And I was like, dude, I'm pretty sure that guy's grandma just died. Like, I remember, like, hearing that, like, he didn't come to school because his grandma died, and he lived with his grandma. So, you know what I mean? It's like stuff like that. Like, people don't realize that we all have our own stuff going on in life, and we're so self-centered and, like, just care about what's going on in our lives that, you know, you catch somebody on their worst day or their best day, you know, sometimes. So, but like I was saying though, like you could run into somebody for the first time, say hi, introduce yourself, trip over your shoelace, blah blah blah, and you're like, wow, that was a weird interaction. But then, you know, all of a sudden your phone rings and you're talking to your girlfriend on the phone or whatever. You totally forget about that guy and his, you know, like I said, there's certain things. It gets true to an extent, but I just feel like so many people are so worried about what other people think that they cause themselves so much more stress than they need to, you know? And once I realized that, like, it totally changed my life, dude. That's probably one of the most life-changing things ever. And I mean, it's important, especially as streamers, content creators, you know, that you don't get worked up over one little thing that you do. Like, damn, you know, like that TikTok, I cut the end like a little too soon, and it kind of sounds like I said the wrong thing or this and that, you know? Like I meant to say Saturday, but it sounds like I'm saying Sunday, or, you know, something goofy like that, you know? And it's like people watch it and then they move on to the next TikTok. It's not a big deal.
I have a good way to circle back before we end it.
That was a bad example, but just saying.
Well, hold on. So
I'm rambling.
there's times because I'm, in case you guys haven't realized, I'm a bit of an awkward person.
Me too.
Gotta
embrace it.
So there's times where I'll stutter, like out of nowhere, and big one is like, there's that whole meme of if you go to like a fast food place with your friends, the one who's the least awkward is the one that's gonna order everything, right? But if you go through a drive-through and you're the only one that's in the car, you gotta order yourself, okay? And let's say you accidentally, you know, mess up a word or something like that, and on your drive home, you're like, "Dang, I'm an idiot." Or maybe you drive up to the wrong window or something like that, right? Oh, you feel like an idiot because you're like, "I did something like the wrong way or whatever."
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah. You think the person that took your order cares? Because they had 20 other people in the last hour that did the
yeah.
exact same thing.
I that's a better way of putting it. Like people get so worked up about being embarrassed about something when like it's so somebody could be so socially awkward and have anxiety and all that stuff to the point where one little thing happens. Like it like instead of saying just saying thank you to the waiter, they say thanks you too when they said like, come again
Enjoy
or
your
whatever.
meal.
Yeah, or something like that. Enjoy your meal. And they're like, oh, dude, that was so stupid. Like, now they're going to think I'm an idiot. This and that. It's like, dude, they don't care. Like, it's just people beat themselves up too much. And it's getting worse because we don't interact with people in person as much, is what you were saying earlier. But what I was saying was I've been looking at a lot of the streamers who kind of like just consistently blew up. And a big thing for them is that there's gonna be days where I've had it. There's days where I'm playing games and like I'm playing bad. I just keep making stupid mistakes, or I keep getting killed stupid ways, dying when I shouldn't. It's all about owning it. It's like, man, I'm the worst Call of Duty player ever. Like you just make fun of it. You gotta be able to laugh at yourself. That's why people come in and are like, why are you so mean now? And I'm like, dude, I just stopped letting people bully me, bro. Like somebody comes and tells me I suck. I'm like, yeah, your mama does too, or something like that.
Yeah. Well, dude, what do people think they're gonna get out of that, anyways? By the way, it's like,
that is totally.
You're so bad. You're so bad. It's like, okay.
People are definitely projecting.
Are still watching.
People are projecting their doubts and negative feelings and thoughts onto you to feel better. And so when you don't give them that feeling of satisfaction of like pissing you off or messing up whatever you're doing, that's why the follow bot thing. People come in, like I literally saw somebody post on Twitter like, dude, I got follow botted by 7,000 people. I had to end my stream. This and that. Like, had to end your stream. I'm like, dude, I just turned my follower notification off and I keep on trucking. I mean, obviously I'm more used to it. The first time I freaked out a little bit, but I didn't end the stream when it happened. I ended the stream when I got view botted because that was a new thing, and I was like, you don't hear about people getting view botted, but there was that one time.
Question.
What?
So when you rated me yesterday, so there was this like, I don't know if it was really like an argument as much as it was like a debate. So obviously my follow sound is Dodge Charger, right? And so some people were like, dude, turn it off, turn it off. I did a poll to see if they wanted me to keep it or turn it off, and keep won. So people wanted me to keep it on. Is it annoying though? Like I feel like it's funny because it's not like it's just going like over and over again. Like there's a pause
so
in between.
You have to understand that when something happens on stream, there's the people who are sitting there laughing, just watching, and then there's the people who are like, oh my gosh, this, and a lot of times the people who go, those are the ones that you think are like the majority, but they're not. Like I do polls all the time. I'm like, wait, you guys don't like this? You want me to go play GTA again? And they're like, no, keep watching YouTube.
Yeah.
But there was a couple people like, this is boring, and it's like one or two people.
Well, I think that's so funny though. It's just I did the poll and I was like, people might want me to turn this off, and then like 58 people were like, no, keep it.
Dude,
I was like, yeah.
I felt so bad. I rated. Do you know Arcadia Positivity?
Yeah, I saw.
Dude, you saw it? I felt so bad, but I was laughing at the same time because the noise was like, it was like blowing out everybody's ears. It was like, it was a Pokeball. It was a Pokeball like catching a Pokemon. So it was like like it just kept doing it because people were following and it wouldn't stop. And he's like, people are like, turn it off. And he's like, I can't. He's like freaking out. He's like,
no, I think eventually it turned it off and then it started again.
Yeah, it started again. But I felt so bad because you could tell he's like getting stressed out. Like
Yeah.
Like, I mean, I rated somebody one time and I rated somebody and literally as everybody enters the stream, the guy's like putting his headphones down and going to take a dump. And so like everybody sits there for like 5 minutes and he comes back and he's like, sorry guys, I was going poop. Like, and like, and he's like, oh my gosh, there's like 80 people in here. And it's like, yeah, somebody's like, yeah, there was like 350, but you left. And he's like, oh man, like, I'm like, bro, I feel like I made this guy's day worse by rating him. I hate raids, bro.
Well, luckily my raids are always small. I raided you twice today, by the way. Did you see that?
No, dude, I think my raid notifications are broken because
No, so
people
the first-
raid so much now with like
Well,
one
so-
viewer, you know.
The first one I rated with 7, I think 7 or 10, something. I think maybe 10 viewers, and it showed up in the chat. The second time, it didn't even pop up in the chat, man. I was like, God damn.
So what I've heard is that on Twitch, as you grow or as you get bigger, the bigger you get, the more like bandwidth and all this, you know, the servers and stuff that they give
Yeah.
for your chat and your stream.
Yeah.
I don't, and that's just me talking out of my ass. I don't know if that's really what it's called, but basically like the more resources they're giving to your stream because you have more people there.
Yeah.
So everybody was complaining about when that one guy revealed his Fortnite skin. The guy who, the Spanish speaking guy. I can't remember. Yeah. Then when he revealed his skin, like everybody else's Twitches were like messed up. Like chat wasn't working right, all this stuff. Because all the resources were going to this guy who had 1 million viewers.
Bro.
So like, yeah, so I think right now I'm in a weird spot where like my stream is big enough to where it starts to have issues like that, but it's not big enough to where they start giving me a little bit more resources. So I'm kind of in a weird spot right now. Because I was averaging like 500 and now I average right around 700. So
Yeah.
it's weird because like I'll literally think like, you know what, like maybe it's gonna dip down and then all of a sudden like it goes up another ring on the ladder, I like to call it, you know. But
My average has been like anywhere from like 7 to like 12 lately, which I mean, like considering
Dude,
I
you
hit
get to
affiliate like less than a month
Yeah.
ago, like that's really good.
I always remind people who are worried that like their streams are starting to like not do as well. I'm like, dude, you got to realize that you're still in the top 1%. 99% of Twitch is streaming to less than 15 viewers.
Yeah.
So once you get to 15 viewers, you're in the top 1%.
Yeah, and typically like if you see people who have like 3 viewers, it's like they're friends or something.
I mean,
Maybe it's
when
one
I
person
first
who's down
started
them.
like having like 3 or 4 viewers, it was like me, mom, you, my roommate, you know, like it was.
Yeah.
But
Shout out to Spencer.
people don't realize that I mean, I see people have like 20 people in their chat and there's like one guy talking. So it's weird, man. Streams can be, it's weird. People come into my chat and they're like, damn, man, you got 600 people in here. Chat's dead AF. And I'm like, bro, what are you talking about, man? You're talking like it's not dead.
Yeah.
You know, people are just, they like to just hate.
Yeah.
So
Either way, man. Jack in the Box still sucks.
Burger King's gone way downhill.
Their chicken fries are still okay.
That's what I told my
The
wife. She's
fries
like, no,
suck.
they're not the same.
Their fries are absolutely just disgusting, bro.
Bro.
It's like they got a potato and just like they literally sliced it and then just put it in a fryer and then served it to you like but half an hour after it was done cooking. So it's all
Yeah.
mushy. It's gross.
Yeah, but in Burger King, it has to be out of all the fast food places. I feel like whenever I have every time I have Burger King, I feel like
Sick afterwards.
diggity dog shit, bro. I feel awful. I just feel awful, man. Like I literally sit there and I'm like, dude, I feel tired. I feel sluggish. My stomach hurts. Hey, that was a mistake. I always regret it.
Jack in the Box does it to me.
Jack in the Box
Jack
only.
in the Box is just grease, bro. It's
Jack in the
grease.
Box only does that if I overeat. If I eat way too much, then I start to feel like crap. But
Are you talking about like 2 chicken sandwiches and some chicken strips? Or are you talking about like a?
I'm talking about like a munchie meal, and then like I have like little man had some fries left over that he didn't want, and like
Mhm.
my wife decided she didn't want the 2 of the chicken strips out of the 4 that she got. You know, I'm just kind of like eating everything that's left over. Yeah, I stopped doing that because like I was definitely stress eating. But
Jack in the Box has good churros. Those are pretty.
I don't think I've ever had them.
They're okay.
Are they like mini
Actually.
churros?
Yeah,
I feel like all
they
their
get- they
stuff
get
is
big-
like mini.
Well, I was like, oh, maybe they're gonna give me like 6. They give you like 3, which is the only thing that sucks about it.
Yeah.
And they make you pay like a ton of money for it.
Yeah.
Either way, we need to continue this conversation in a different podcast because dude, we can go into like actual restaurants like Olive Garden and stuff like that.
Restaurants.
Go into specific like genres of food.
Yeah, we talked about maybe talking about movies, but I don't think we really got into movies at all. So maybe next time.
Yeah, I mean, we talked about Harkins. That's it.
Yeah, but I think we'll talk about it after this. But I think that's a good place to stop it.
I gotta shut up after this because mom texted me telling me good night. So.
All right. But all right, that's it. Until next time.
All right, later, guys.
Peace.